Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Heavily Altered Podcast, episode 6. If this sounds like we just recorded it right after episode 5, that's because...
I don't know how anybody would be able to tell that.
No, we did. Yeah.
Because by the end of this, it's going to be 1:30 a.m. in the morning, and we're going to sound tired and ridiculous.
That'll be a good point.
Listen,
and that's a good thing for the listeners, though, because it'll be delirious.
My sleep schedule was so bad, I don't know how I'm going to fix it by the time semester starts.
You've been texting us at 3, 4 a.m. in the morning. I know your sleep schedule.
I have interesting ideas back then.
Do you though? You did last night you did a Minecraft playthrough at 3 a.m.
Yeah, can we talk about this?
like 10 minutes of playthrough.
Okay, so Luke and I woke up this morning to a text from Naimur, and I'm gonna read what it said because it was so funny. It was literally, we wake up and we get a text from him. First of all, it's a 7-minute and 50-second video from him. And I was like confused. I was like, why is he sending us a video? And it said Minecraft on it. So I was even more confused. And he just says, I figured out how to screen record with OBS along with audio. But you play the video and it's just 7 minutes of him talking to himself, listening to music, like playing Minecraft and like messing around in the game,
bro.
like mining wood, stuff like that. So we're super confused. Luke and I talked afterwards and we're like, does he think... Like, did we talk about doing a Minecraft Let's Play at some point? Like, I don't remember.
You did. Eventually you did. You said that, but
no, I texted that. Luke and I went out to lunch.
Cool,
actually,
man.
Yeah, we got lunch. Well,
oh wow.
Well,
we got pandemic.
We got lunch separately.
We're roommates.
Daniel and our sisters got tacos, and me and my brother Rory got Jersey Mike's.
Yeah.
Would have just liked an invite. That's all I'm saying.
Naimur, you live like half an hour away from us.
Yeah. Also, I literally got a call from him like 10 minutes before he wanted to leave. So.
Yeah.
What time was this at?
12.
Like 12 o'clock.
Okay, I was already asleep. So.
Yeah, we know you're
already asleep or still asleep.
Yeah.
I was
when did you go to sleep? When did you go to sleep in the morning?
7 a.m. It was so the reason why it was so late. Usually
Wait,
it's
7
like
a.m. Eastern time or 7 a.m. Central time?
Oh, I'm talking about Pacific time, baby.
Oh, so it's like 9 a.m.
He's talking about mountain time.
Yeah, like the weird. So I was like trying to figure out how the screen recording software worked, right? Mm-hmm. And like that took like an hour or two, and then I was just continually testing it to see stuff. And then the next thing I know, it's 7 a.m. I'm like, oh my god, like the light is out.
Well, can
like, it's been a while since I've stayed up that late.
Since you stayed up so late that like the sun comes in and you're like, oh my god, how late is it? And yeah, I have realized that I am typically the most productive when it comes to hobbies and like side projects when it's nighttime, because it's the only time that I'm not interrupted. So whenever, like, the reason I haven't been able to edit so many podcasts that quickly is because we've been recording podcasts almost every night or doing things almost every night. But what I do is, because throughout the day, my parents might ask me to do a chore, or like today, I literally installed a sprinkler system, which took me like 3 hours.
Congrats, Dad.
But I learned how to do it. I learned how to do hardware stuff.
For the record, Daniel also made the plastic and the water for the sprinklers.
Yeah, I actually built the entire system myself from scratch. No, so, it's stuff like that. My sister might have a question for homework. Luke might call me and ask to go out to lunch. All of these things, like, I have to take care of the pets, There's so much that can go on in a day.
It's the biggest first world problem in your life.
It is, but my point is, like, I am productive at night because I can just sit here for hours.
You could be like,
I just wish I had a desk I could use in the nighttime.
I feel so... I don't... Yeah. Like, I almost... It sounds rude, but I pity you because you don't have a desk. It's, like, so hard to do anything nowadays without, like, a functional desk.
Mm-hmm. On the contrary, Luke, I just pity you. Just... Because
it's because
I just pity you. You're just worth.
Is it because I'm white, you racist piece of crap? Huh? What is wrong with you? I hate you.
No. Yeah, he turned it into a race thing. I pity Daniel. Immediately.
I hate you.
Yeah. Luke has this inkling, or he has this like inclination to start a race war. This is in his nature. He always wants to start a race war.
No, Naimur, you only pity me because I'm a ginger and you're dyslexic.
What? Oh man!
I saw a TikTok like that. That was so funny. Yeah, that was hilarious.
That's.
Oh my god!
Nice.
TikTok comments are high-key better than like
the videos.
Most like comedy specials I've seen on Netflix, bro.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at a funny TikTok and you look at the comments are usually funnier than like the video.
Except
sometimes.
For when people start copying that comment, then it becomes irritating. Like the whole. Like, I don't know if you've seen... Are we all here at 12:30 a.m. on a Tuesday?
Oh, that was stupid.
Shut up. Nobody wants to hear that. Yeah.
Another one is don't let this fool you from the fact that McDonald's raises price on its McChicken.
Yeah, raised the McChicken price by 49 cents or whatever. It's like the joke was funny the first time.
That's a bummer. I wonder if what if that becomes a currency? McDonald's McChickens, just the world gets the economy
like
tanks.
Fallout,
the only thing that's reliable,
but
they deflate.
Yeah, the only thing worth value is a McDonald's McChicken.
So Naimur, in your perfect world,
wouldn't it be funny?
How many dollars? Like if we convert the McChicken to our world, how many dollars is one McChicken worth, give or take?
Well, whatever.
I thought the $1 thing. Here's the thing about the $1 McChicken. I thought that was amazing. Like I thought that's a great
that's not.
value.
I'm talking about with
the thing is, I think
McChicken
it's too
as
cheap.
a currency. What is the rate of exchange to $1?
Yeah.
I think 100 McChickens. I think 100 McChickens, whole McChickens, could get you a Tesla, and I think one McChicken could get you.
We're talking about like a monetary value.
Yeah. So 100 McChickens gets you a Tesla, and one McChicken.
So one McChicken would cost $6,942.
You did not just do that math right there. You
That's
gotta calculate.
It's
first of all,
super
that's
easy.
wrong math.
No,
That's
it's $694.20.
Yeah,
you divide
there
the 69,420 by 100. Remember, he changed the price to be 69,420. So you just divide
Get out of here,
by
bro.
100.
Shut up. Nobody likes you.
Welcome to the math.
So
podcast.
100 Teslas. 100 Teslas cost, or 100 burgers. No, actually, 100 Teslas cost a McChicken. Screw it. Tesla.
We're gonna screw the currency so that everyone is striving for crumbs of McChickens.
Yes, it's like yes, one McChicken.
How would you even?
And you know what's even funnier? The McChicken is backed by a gold standard.
Yeah.
So there's all this gold
funny.
somewhere. We don't know where, but there's all this gold somewhere that backs up the currency.
Speaking of this, I was listening to the Rooster Teeth podcast, and they did this thing where they're like, how much are you worth in your weight in gold? So your weight in gold.
Mm-hmm.
So I can tell you guys the formula for this, and you can calculate this if you want. So basically, I think gold is about $1870, like $1,870 per ounce, and there's 16 ounces in a pound. So do the math. I think mine came to $5 or $6 million in gold, in just my weight.
Calculator, I guess, because you're making me do math.
I'm like 3 million.
So 1670
3.8
times my weight times 16. Wait, or times 16 times
3.8 pounds. Jesus.
Yeah, I'm only 3.8 pounds, dude.
Times.
So it's low-key not a compliment.
So mine is 4,141,000.
Yeah, so I'm just
I
fat.
might have done my math wrong. I don't know. As a math major,
Well, that's
I
like,
might have done my math wrong.
You know, that's like the guy from the Game of Thrones series. He's like, oh, this lord said that if I married one of his daughters, he'd give me her weight in gold as a dowry. So he picked the fattest daughter.
Yeah, that was a good joke.
That was quite good.
I love that.
Quite good. Objectification of women, am I right?
Am I right, fellas? Am I right? Well, so speaking of fast food and the McChicken currency, not to do with McChickens. So anyway, I went to In-N-Out, and every time I go through the drive-thru of the In-N-Out, the internet, like the data, is so slow. So at least at Chick-fil-A or whatever, any fast food place for the long line drive-thrus, I can usually just use my phone and watch a video or something, right? So it kills the time. But when I'm at In-N-Out, I can't do any of that. It's always the In-N-Out. I don't understand what's wrong.
I had that issue when I ate outside once there. I was like, I can't get any internet here. Like, my videos won't play. I'm so confused. I don't know.
It's because the the animal style, they have to use a phone to cook it. They have to use a running phone with data.
They have to use an iPhone to cook the...
That explains why the animal style fries are $80,000 each. So weird.
Yeah, and they're not on the menu because it costs so much to make them.
Yeah, they don't want people to find out.
So every time you say, "Can I get an animal style fry?" the person turns off like the speaker and it's like, "Oh!" They yell at themselves. They break like everything they possibly can out of anger. But yeah, so like I'm convinced because I thought it was usually just the lines are always so long, so the amount of like condensed cell use, but that doesn't make any sense because New York just runs normally. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't work like that.
Well, I will say they have to pour a lot
that's because that's because they have more cell infrastructure.
Okay, but still, like I just don't think it would be caused by like maybe 15.
No, I think you're right. I do think you're right.
I think we agree with you. I just think the New York comparison is.
Look at school.
I'm convinced. I'm convinced someone has like a honey pot cell tower. This is a weird technology that is real. It's where it basically mimics a cell tower, so people's phones go to it, so they can literally collect information or whatever, or they can hear phone calls, they can see internet habits, like all this stuff. So maybe it's a part of paranoia in me because I am a naturally paranoid person, but it's a conspiracy theory. I think somebody's doing that, and that's why the cell towers suck.
You know what happened to me? I think
that.
I might have mentioned this yesterday when we were talking, but yesterday I drove by a Chick-fil-A on a location, the location that we usually go to, you know.
There's so
and
many.
It smelled it stank like onions. It was so disturbing.
It stank.
It stank.
Stank like onions.
Freaking
stank.
The gaff stank like onions. The gaff stank of onion.
It made Luke gain his Irish accent from childhood back. That's how bad it stunk.
It was honestly so bad, and my car still smells like onions. No, it doesn't. That's not true.
It's so weird though because like they don't really use.
Exactly.
No, I'm sorry. I'm
see
sorry, audience.
exactly.
I didn't mean to lie to you. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. As if they're gonna go to your car and smell the car. Like,
Daniel, there's somebody behind you.
Yeah, but
Made you look.
have you seen those?
Anyway,
Have you seen those Omegle TikToks? Sorry. Okay. Let's wait. Let's finish with Naimur's thing. Naimur, I think the explanation there is just that they have. Probably
Honestly,
their system probably takes a lot of data to run because they do the tablet things for the.
Yeah, but doesn't Chick-fil-A?
it's cap.
Doesn't Chick-fil-A
That doesn't
do
use
more?
Wi-Fi though. Dana, we've worked at places that have done that, and it doesn't use Wi-Fi.
Then how does
just
it connect to the computer?
It's a system. It literally
It's a
that's all it is.
system.
It doesn't.
It has to
no, that's
connect
how it
to
worked
the
at
thing
Sonic
somehow.
too.
Like
That's how it
Bluetooth.
No,
worked
it's
at
an
Sonic
app.
too.
It's AirPlay or
Yes,
something. 'Cause
but
I remember the
AirPlay
iPad we used.
takes-
But the iPad we used was never connected to the internet, so I was super confused as to how it worked. I don't know. I just knew it was an app, so I have no clue.
Did Naimur get weirdly quiet
No.
all of a sudden, Luke?
No.
Or are my
I heard
headphones playing?
Everybody
a
just
trick
got
on
quiet. Everybody just
Yeah,
got quiet.
Daniel's having a mirage.
All right. Anyway, Luke, what did you want to talk about?
me? Oh,
Was that
I
Luke or
wanted to
Daniel?
talk about.
Daniel, yeah.
Have you seen those Omegle TikToks where people will go on Omegle like with strangers, right? And it's like I don't know. There's
Omegle
just a
scares
few
me
of
so
them.
much.
Like there's somebody who's doing a game show where they'll like ask questions that don't have like obvious answers. Where it's like, if I go to the dog store or like a pet store and I buy one type of dog, what's the least likely color it'll be? And it's like incorrect. The answer was mango or whatever. It's like it's some like it's not supposed to make sense. That anyways, but there's like lots of
Best one
stuff
I
I've
saw,
seen. And Luke
It was like this
reminded
dude.
of like a
It was
jump
this dude that was
scare.
redhead.
Mhm.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, there's this redheaded dude.
Mhm.
He like asked this chick. He's like, can I have a political survey I have to do for school. Can I ask you some
Oh,
questions?
yeah.
And she's like, yeah, sure, go ahead. And then he's like, okay, what? I forgot. It's like, who did you vote for in the election? She says like Biden or something. I don't remember. It wasn't that big of a deal.
Mhm.
It's like Biden. Like, all right, and he was like, would you consider yourself a Republican or a Democrat? And she's like, Democrat. And then he's like, what do you think of gingers? And then
Yeah.
she's like, I mean, I don't think they look that good. He's like, oh, okay. And he just like pauses.
Yeah, he
and, like,
himself
gulps, like, he's
is.
trying to hold back a tear.
It's this really uncomfortable pause.
Yeah, and he's like, anyway, would you like, I forgot what the question was. It was something politically related. It was just like,
Would you support a North Korean
be willing
takeover
to
of
vote?
North America?
No, it's like, or I don't know. It was like, would you vote for somebody of the opposite side? And she's like, maybe sometimes, yeah.
Mhm.
It's like, and he's like, why don't you like gingers?
Yeah, I've seen it. He keeps
like,
going
brings it
back to the
back.
question.
Yeah, and she's like, I don't know. I don't like them. I don't know why. And
God,
then she's like, and then he's like, would you be willing to change your views over time? And she's like, or it's like, would you say you're open to change views? And she's like, yeah. He's like, oh yeah, really? You're open to change your views? And it's like, would you ever date a ginger? And she's like, no. He's like, oh okay. And she's like, oh my god,
Yeah.
it's so funny to me.
I think the best one I've ever seen.
Mhm.
I don't know if this was a like a meme or like, I don't know if this was real or not, but
Yeah.
it was a guy. Well, you could only see like his torso, clothed. For the record, there was like a snake and like a duckling,
This ruins it for me. Why'd you say that?
and the snake is like slowly inching towards the duckling, but you can see the guy's holding it back, and then
Right.
on the other side of the call, it's two girls, two attractive women, and then he's like, show jugulars or else.
It's like a threat.
Yeah.
Show jugulars.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Jugular, like this thing right here?
Yeah, jugular vein?
Yeah, that's what he was talking about.
He was talking about that.
Yeah.
Dude, he's
Omegle
a
scares
vampire.
me,
That's
dude.
what he
It's
is.
just like,
He's
I
a
don't get-
vampire. He gets turned on
I
by
don't-
people exposing their neck.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I don't get why people just willingly go to that, because it's like you're so susceptible to someone
I
just
know.
like finding your information and stuff. It's so scary.
Yeah,
And just
I
like
don't know.
who
It makes me
knows who you go
uncomfortable.
on? You know what I mean?
But I've seen like people.
Like,
Like,
yeah, like-
there's lots of cool people on there. Like I saw some guy that just goes around drawing people. He's like, "Hey, I want to draw you." He
Well, I
draws
think-
them and then sends them a picture of himself, and it's like a really cool art piece or whatever.
Yeah, I think like with TikTok, like, you know, with it becoming a trend again, like obviously more people are going on, which means it dilutes the bad people that are on it.
Yeah.
But there still are bad people on it. You know what I mean? So it's like,
Yeah.
because what it used to be people just like, you know, doing the things with their hands on their meats. You know
Doing
what I'm
the
saying?
thing
So,
that
like,
makes a hand a blur.
Sure. If you're running at
If you're running at
28
like
FPS,
12
but-
FPS.
Yeah, but yeah, it's just so scary to me. Like when they go to chat roulette and stuff like that. Like, yeah, it's funny, ha ha ha. Until they like.
Luke's having a lot of fun over there.
Yeah, Luke is doing weird hand motions. Let's say he's trying to do sign language, but he's not doing really well at it. So.
He's playing rock paper scissors very aggressively.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just like it's really. I hope people learn, because like it's funny, like the videos, but I'm just like, dude, what are you doing? Like, what if you run into one bad person?
You know,
It's just so scary to me.
you know what I hate? You know what I hate with a burning passion?
Yeah.
Do you know? You want to
No.
know?
You know, Daniel?
wanna
Would you
know?
like to explain it?
Yeah, I do know. I
Daniel
actually
says
do.
yes, he
I
knows.
do know what Luke hates with the burning passion. And
What do I hate with a burning passion?
it is,
What is it?
it's women.
Incorrect. I'm talking about 9/11. I
Oh.
hate 9/11.
Women come second, right?
Yeah.
Women is second place. Right?
Women are third after
Third,
baklava.
second
After what?
second is ED
Baklava.
commercials.
I don't
Second
know what that
is
is.
baklava. It's
I
a
know what that
food.
is.
Is it food? Yeah,
Food.
food.
It's
yeah.
Eastern European food.
See, I get baklava and balaclava. Always confused. Always.
Oh, it's
Practically
every
the
single
same,
time, baby.
right?
Never mind.
Dude, I just insulted
Yeah,
all of our
very-
Eastern
Balaclava is
European
like
audience.
It's a headscarf. Yeah. Oh my god. The one. No, not even the 0.1 person.
Balaclava?
That
Is that what you said? I thought that was a...
Balaclava is like a headscarf.
Yeah,
a
it's like a balaclava. No, a balaclava is like a ski mask.
Is that not a headscarf? Oh, not a headscarf.
Yeah.
That's a hijab. Yeah, it's a ski mask. Yeah. But
What was I thinking of? There's like a dance that starts with a B.
I don't know. Knowing you, probably something
Bachelorette.
racist. So.
Yeah, probably something pretty damn racist.
No,
if I'm
that's
being
not at
honest.
all what I'm... Okay, now I have to look it up to prove myself that I'm not
Square
racist.
dance. It's a square dance.
No, okay.
Daniel would like square dances. Racist.
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 Anyway, while Daniel looks it up, I'm going to talk about. So, because of Daniel and his crappy internet, or his, it used to be crappy. I was like, maybe I should look at my internet, because you know we're paying for a certain plan, but we're not getting the results. So then I look at the router, right? I restart it, and then it's like it starts becoming extraordinarily fast, but it's still not as fast. I'm like super confused. But the thing is, when I was doing it, what I made the mistake is I had my phone, like really, and like I was like right next to the router, like my head was right next to it, right? And so when I turned on the internet speed test on my phone, I could hear the router instantly, like just like the fan started turning on really fast, and it was like ring. I'm like, oh my god, yeah, it works that hard in its internet speed test. And then, like 10 minutes later, my head feels really funny. I'm like, oh no, what just happened?
It's the 5G
And like
towers.
I got really like dehydrated. I think I was just dehydrated.
Yeah.
But I was convinced.
Your brain
that-
plays tricks on you like that.
Yeah.
I was convinced that the router had given me cancer.
Remember when I
Something
had an
radiation.
actual tumor in my ear? That was crazy.
Yeah.
Then I got it removed.
Oh, is that why we call the group chat Luke's ear?
Yeah.
Yes, that's why
You
we called
idiot.
it Luke's ear for a while.
That was a whole thing. That the day I had my surgery, I slept for 17 hours, and that was the most I ever slept in one day. That was crazy. Best day of
Well,
my...
I mean, that's not saying much when there's a cap to that. You can only sleep 24
You can only
hours in a whole
sleep
day. So,
Most hours slept in a day by anyone, 24.
That was also oh, what happened? Oh yeah, so I told Daniel about this before, but anesthesia was the weirdest thing that I've ever experienced, because I remember like laying in the bed and they put the mask on me, and I remember like this cool feeling in my face, and then I don't even remember closing my eyes.
Yeah, you don't.
It's just keeping my eyes open, and then I'm in another place.
Yeah.
Well, doctors,
so weird.
to make it fun, they like switch it up sometimes. Like anesthesiologists are like, okay, so we talked to your parents, we did this stuff. You can count backwards, starting from 10 to 0. Your entire operation's free. Just no matter what. Like,
yeah,
oh, really? Like,
I've seen this thing where they're like, if you can count to 0, we'll
and then as soon as they do it, and then the
10,
and then usually the person's like, all right, 10, and then they're just out.
Yeah, it's so funny. I've seen some guy where he's like, I've been trying to get to 0. He's like, this is like my 4th surgery in this year, and I'm trying to get to 0, and the doctors know him and all that. It's like, okay, we're gonna try this time, and he goes, all right, start counting, and he goes 10, and then he just immediately passes out. It's so funny. I want to say though, Luke, you said anesthesia is the weirdest feeling ever. I have been under for, I believe, I don't know, do they? I think they do that for your tonsil, to remove your tonsils.
Yeah, tonsillitis, yeah.
But I think what's a weirder feeling, because for me, when I had that happen, it was just kind of like, I don't remember closing my eyes, but it did feel like I was just waking up from a nap. Because you don't normally remember going to sleep when you're really tired. So, but anyways, so that wasn't necessarily as weird as partial anesthesia, where they only do it to a certain part of your body.
Yeah,
I've had this multiple times in my feet to get my ingrown toenails removed, and God, is it the weirdest feeling to have a part of your body be completely like unfeelable. I don't know what the right word is, but literally you can feel it falling asleep. Numb. It's like that tingly feeling, and then suddenly you can move your foot, but only one toe doesn't feel anything no matter what. And it's like, it's almost like terrifying to me, because it's like, I don't know.
You know what the logical next step is? A stroke, where you become paralyzed on one side.
Oh jeez.
Yeah. Wow.
No, yeah, because I went to a dentist for the first time in my life, like not too long ago, like a month or 2 ago. Yeah. And they did like the thing where they put like a little.
Just kidding.
No, it's not a.
No, I know
brag.
it's. Yeah.
I wish I was like you guys. I wish I belonged in a white household with insurance.
It's okay, Naimur. You have. It's because
Naimur,
because
it's okay. You're
brown.
doing the right thing now. You're doing the right thing now, and that's what counts.
Naimur, because you're brown.
Yeah.
All the like curry, curry.
I don't know. Why do you say it like that? Because you're brown. Brown.
He says it with such distaste, doesn't he? Because you're brown.
Yeah.
Such distaste, Luke.
Like you could just say.
Luke, we're also trying to stop you from whatever you're about to say, which is going to be highly offensive.
I just said it. Curry has fluoride built into it.
I don't think it does.
Luke, you eat more curry than I do.
I do, actually.
Yeah, he does. I didn't even think about that.
Luke, it's...
Oh my god.
No, I remember at lunch, like, I'd be like, I have, like, my mom makes me, like a turkey sandwich or something, like, in middle school or something. And I look to the left of me, or to the right of me, like, why does it smell like dinner? And I see Luke's over there eating curry for dinner, or for lunch.
But see, that curry was good
like,
because my neighbor is Indian. And
so why is it that? Why did you say it the correct way?
Yeah, what the hell is wrong with you, man?
She's Indian.
Why
you're brown.
I think he just feels comfortable insulting you in front of your face.
That's exactly it.
Hey, you could say Bengali, but no, brown.
Naimur,
Luke, every time I talk about you, I'm gonna call you white. Okay, white.
Most people do that already. Most people don't give a shit. But okay, I was gonna say.
Okay, I know you're not just standing there coming with me, bro. You're white too.
Sorry, what?
Naimur,
I wasn't listening.
Naimur, it's because
you're
half
not
the
safe
time,
either, Daniel.
It's because half the time I'm mentioning your ethnicity, Naimur. I don't want to even try to pronounce it, so I just say brown.
Bengali. You could even say Bengali.
That.
It's fine. You could even say Bengali. I won't be that mad.
Bong.
Oh, he's struggling. I think it's his dyslexia kicking in.
Who would have known? Who would have thought the liberal arts major can't spell
bong water? I don't even get that joke, Luke.
See, look, what I think you're doing now is even more offensive than just calling me brown. So.
Yeah, probably. Intentionally trying to mispronounce it.
Listen. Bengali people that are listening to this podcast, there are very few of you, if any. Yeah, you can be mad. I'm not mad.
So, I don't care at all.
Yeah, I don't care.
Because
It's okay.
Yeah,
here's the
anyway.
thing, Luke. We know Luke never does these things out of malice. He does it to be
Most of the time.
intentionally fun.
I don't know. That's a loaded
Most-
statement. you
That's
just
a loaded
said.
point.
I don't
listen,
know.
listen.
You really
if
think he
I-
does this
if I
to irritate
If I
you?
dislike the person, I'll do it out of malice. But not out
Again,
of
loaded
not
statement right there.
Not out of hate for the
Oh,
race, just
God.
out of hate for that one person. Okay.
Right,
I'm
it
a
has
very
nothing to
hateful
do with their
person.
race, but you're going to attack
Yeah.
them for their race. Luke does
Yeah,
these
the one
things.
thing they can't control, not the fact that they're a terrible person or why they're a terrible person.
Yeah, you
the
can't make
race.
fun of them for I don't know things that they can control. You have to make fun of them for the one of the few things that.
I'm just saying, tanning beds are a thing. First of all, second of all,
There's not.
No,
White
you're
spray
no,
paint.
really
Luke,
digging yourself too deep.
I want
in
you
the
to
hole. I
think
don't know
about
what
this.
you're
Is
doing.
there such thing as a reverse tanning bed? The answer
White
to that,
spray
I will answer it
paint.
myself. No, there
White
is not
spray
a reverse
paint.
tanning bed. Dude,
White
that
spray
is
paint.
so
Yeah,
messed
it's called
up.
bleach.
Dude, I don't
Called
even know what
bleach.
It's
it's
called bleach.
Oh god.
It's literally called bleach.
you ever?
I
No,
just
that's
wanna put
what's
this,
crazy,
I
like,
just
in
want to put
in
this out there.
India-
Do not put bleach on your skin or drink bleach. I'm saying this right now. Do
Do
not
it,
put
baby.
bleach
I
on
know,
your
I know.
skin. Do not drink bleach.
I know.
No, I'm saying that
So
not
the
for
thing is,
you
in
two.
India,
You guys think I really think you guys are stupid enough to do that? I mean, Luke maybe, but
Yes.
Naimur, I trust you.
Daniel, you
Anyway.
know, you think and you know that you're the smartest person in every room. No,
And
not every
that's
room.
because
Most rooms.
that's because I am. Can you name 50 digits
no,
of pi?
Luke, it's only a
That's
room
what
with
I
you
thought.
in it. Is when he thinks it's
Wait,
he's the
even
smartest
if
person.
it's a room with me and Isaac Newton, Daniel's
Mm-hmm.
the smartest person in the room because I'm in the room.
Honestly,
And
yeah,
because
Daniel
Luke's in
probably
the room.
knows more than Isaac Newton because Isaac Newton discovered things and it was new to him.
It's true.
Daniel's like, yeah, that's fact.
Daniel's like,
it works.
why did I just talk to myself in the third person? I would understand. Well, I wouldn't understand gravity better than him because he has a very deep understanding of calculus and stuff like that. But like,
Okay,
I
wait.
can use
Wouldn't
an
that
iPhone.
wouldn't that
Invented
also
it,
make
bro.
wouldn't that
Of course
also
he has
make
a deep
me the second
understanding.
smartest person in the room then?
huh?
Wouldn't that also make me the second smartest person in the room?
Yes.
No,
'Cause you
there's
can
a,
use it. Well,
Daniel
Luke,
would be smarter
Luke
than
actually
Isaac
doesn't know
Newton.
how to
You would
use
not
his
be.
iPhone. He still just uses it as
Luke,
a.
you couldn't pronounce
mirror.
Bangladesh, okay? I don't want to hear.
He
I don't wanna
can
hear
pronounce it.
that
He
you think
chose
you're
not
smarter.
to. I would like to point that out.
You
He
bong
can.
water.
He chose.
You mean bong water?
Just like the
Listen,
Nazis
do you
chose.
Think, do you
No, I'm
think?
Oh my
Whoa.
god! Why do we always make that comparison, man?
Namer, do you think?
That's always
do you
the
think
worst.
Isaac
Like
Newton
you can
even
never
knows,
compare anything.
No,
Do you
you
think Isaac
can't. You
Newton
can't
sorry,
name
even
drop
knows
Hitler.
where Bangladesh is?
We're talking over each other a lot.
We are.
Yeah, we
One at
are.
a time.
Do you think Isaac Newton even knows where Bangladesh is?
No, I think he wanted to go to India probably at one
Follow up
point, like
question.
everybody
Follow
for
up question.
spices.
Follow up question. Do you think I know where Bangladesh is?
Oh my god!
Yes, I've
I
explained.
think he had. I think you do
Luke.
know.
I do know where it is.
We've taken the same AP Human Geography classes.
I've been to
You've
Bangladesh.
seen a globe.
I've been to Bangladesh.
I've explained to you it's right next to India
been to
many
Bangladesh.
times in my life.
No, he's
No,
not.
you haven't.
Yes,
No,
I
he
have.
hasn't.
Oh, I've
Luke,
been
this
to
is the one
Ireland.
time- This is the one time where you do need to tell our audience that you are indeed lying. They'll be like, "Oh my god, he has? That's so fascinating."
I actually speak,
I can't wait till one day I go to Ireland with you,
I actually
and I
speak.
just absolutely make fun of every single person in your family.
I speak fluent.
God, you guys are
I
so
speak-
white.
I speak fluent bong water.
Oh my god! Oh, Scottish or Ireland accent. Oh my god! Hey, how come I don't see any potatoes here? I'll just keep saying that many times.
Except it
Over
won't make
all
sense
the-
because there will actually be potatoes everywhere.
That is very true. Never mind. It's like, hey, how about them Protestants, eh? Don't they suck?
Oh, you definitely don't want to say that.
Yeah, Namer, that would get you killed. Ever
Wait,
heard
no,
of the
what is the opposite?
IRS?
Wasn't it?
Internal Revenue
Wasn't it
Systems?
Protestants versus who else?
Whatever it's called.
Protestants and Catholics. But Namer, if you say either Protestants suck or Protestants are great, you're gonna get killed. Doesn't matter.
Yes. Oh wow. But I like how you
Nobody
Luke,
liked my
say
joke. It's
brown
okay.
people for
I'll
me.
we'll just move past
But I
it.
didn't say. But I didn't say that I was gonna go to Bangladesh and incite a race war.
Yeah, but don't you remember at the
Remember
beginning, we
of
said
this podcast
you of
where
all
I said
people,
you're on the cusp of
Yeah,
starting
you're
a race
always
war?
on the cusp of starting.
Not in Bangladesh.
Oh, Bangladesh is the exception.
bro.
There, it's the location that matters.
It's
Also,
just.
just say Bangladesh. So you know the word bong that
Yes.
you kept on saying?
That
Just
you
say
kept saying,
Ladesh after.
Bangladesh.
Bangladesh.
Bong.
I think I can say that.
Again, I'm
Bangladesh.
fine if you say Bangladesh because I call Afghanistan, even though it's Afghanistan or something like that. And Iraq is Iraq, and Iran is Iran. But I guess because a white culture has made me assimilate, I pronounce it as the
Why
other
is
thing.
it the second time
Yeah.
Luke's light has gone out? I feel like
He has like motion detector lights in his room, I feel.
No,
he does.
They go out on a timer. They go off at like 11 and 1 o'clock in the morning.
Or every 5 minutes, whichever comes first.
Or every 5 minutes. I just want to point out, I want to say this, but I don't know if you guys heard me. I made a joke about the IRA in Ireland, but I said, oh yeah, the IRS, Internal Revenue System, or whatever.
Daniel, just so you know, you're on a hit list now.
You know what the best part about comedy?
Name?
Explanation.
Yeah. Thank you, Naimur.
Luke's putting me on their hit list. He's calling them right now. Yeah, I got a new hit for you. What were you gonna say, Naimur? I feel like it was probably a better conversation.
Okay,
than
so
what
look,
we're doing.
on my Alexa app, there's boys' bedroom light and boys' bedroom, and I don't know which one is which because I don't want to.
What's really weird is it says boys, but
why
Luke
don't you
is
just
in only
speak to
child.
Alexa then?
Because I don't want to make you
have a stern conversation with Alexa.
Thank you, Luke. Thank you for your kind.
I'm attempting.
Have a like a conflict resolution with Alexa. It's like, Alexa, we have an issue right now.
I can't figure out which light to turn on.
Like, just stop turning off the lights after every 10 minutes, please. It's like I did not compute because you took too long to say that. Yeah, like stuff like that.
Have you seen that thing where it's like,
you know, it's weird for Alexa
talking to the Alexa, and it's always like, Alexa, can you turn on the lights?
Maybe we shouldn't be saying it. Imagine if someone had it on speaker and they have an Alexa.
Yeah, I know. We probably shouldn't. But anyways, and then they're like, can you, like, and they take forever to say the thing, right? And so the Alexa is like, sorry, I didn't hear you, like halfway through what they say. Yeah, that happens a lot.
Hey, do y'all want to hear my hot take?
Sure. Honestly,
well, okay. Yeah, hold on. Is it racy?
No.
Okay. Go ahead.
You shouldn't be allowed to call yourself doctor if you have a medical degree. If you have a medical doctorate.
You shouldn't be able to
I love how you date these podcasts, Luke. You date these podcasts because it's like nobody's going to understand that out of context. So the context is recently people are getting mad at the First Lady elect. Is that even right? No.
The future First Lady? Just say Joe Biden.
The incoming...
Joe Biden. You're not going to
Joe Biden, them. The incoming First Lady at the time, because the inauguration has not happened yet. She has a doctorate.
Yeah.
And so, you know, people call her doctor. And then people are getting mad because she's not a medical doctor, because she has a doctorate in education. And she's a community college professor. Something like that, right?
Yeah.
So some people, namely Benish Shapirius... And his Benzo Shapiro
followers.
Yeah, he really wants to brag about how much he went to Harvard. So he's like, no, we're not calling her a doctorate. She got her degree from freaking University of Delaware or whatever. Like,
no,
whatever.
he's like, if you don't have a doctorate in a hard science or medicine, then you're not a doctor. But then it cuts to like an episode of his podcast, and was like, welcome to the show, Doctor whatever, and he has a doctorate in like theology. Like, what's the one with the P? Philosophy.
Look, be careful with the mic.
I know. I'd almost.
Yeah.
Almost tripped.
Also, Dr. Seuss.
Dr. Goose. Dr. Goose.
Does he? Dr. Goose. Does
now,
he
Doctor,
have a?
You know why he's called Dr. Seuss?
No, I don't.
His name is. He's not a doctor. I think he just did that to make himself sound cool. Pretty sure that's what happened.
It worked.
That's such a lame explanation. He just wanted to sound cool.
No, I'm like actually serious. Like, I'm not joking about this. Well, you know why? Because we had this stupid typing minigame in elementary school, right? And you had to like basically just type words, and it would like throw a laser at like a boulder, right?
Oh,
and as you kept typing words, the boulder would break even more.
It's the asteroid. It was Ice Station. If you guys have ever had Ice Station, it's just
it was type to learn. It was type to learn. It was not.
It was type to learn.
It was type to learn.
They both had that.
No, but like, you kept typing. Ice Station was even worse. It was like talking. You know, it was like all exposition dump, and it was like click this button to continue. It was like, oh, you do not understand game storytelling.
Yeah, you don't understand. I've already figured out click this button to continue 6 buttons ago.
Listen. Yeah, listen. I've played Last of Us Part 2, or I've played Last of Us Part 1, and I understand how to start a level. Give me more agency, please.
You're complaining about a game that was developed for like 3rd graders. Like, hey, how dare there not be more choice?
Listen though, was the main character a woman in Ice Station?
Sometimes.
No, they were like
automatically bigger than The Last of Us. Then better than The Last of Us.
Better than The Last of
Us.
See, look, you're gonna say this. You're saying this sarcastically. I know.
But our audience doesn't.
A lot of people are gonna construe it as like reality. One, because you're racist, as indicated by what you said the last 10 minutes
I'm not.
For the last 10
Naimur,
minutes.
you're
I'm
making it
not.
worse
Too.
by sarcastically
Naimur,
saying that he's racist.
Who said sarcastically?
You did
Wait,
10
Oh
minutes
my
ago.
god, you're making this
That
so
Luke
bad.
is racist?
Oh,
You did
God.
10 minutes ago.
No, I'm just kidding. Luke is edgy, which can also is a
Luke,
synonym
stop
for racist
touching
at
your
times.
stand.
But
I'm not touching it. The
Yeah.
wire's touching it. The wire's touching me too. And I'm moving the
Luke,
wire.
we're not doing this right now.
Oh my
I swear.
god,
If we're gonna
Luke,
get crazy,
you
Luke,
literally
this entire
you know what I'm
podcast is gonna be a
saying. You
write-off.
know that I'm saying to stop making the clinking noise so that it doesn't pop up.
If we're getting crazy, Luke, this podcast is gonna be a write-off. I can already tell if this is gonna be what happens.
It's
Hey,
not quick.
Everything's gonna be unusable.
We're getting close to that point. We're almost at that point, actually.
Which point?
Yeah, let's not.
The critical point.
Yeah, but I mean,
Daniel, hey.
we can talk
wanna
about the
play?
whole doctorate thing. Like,
What?
what do you guys think? Obviously, Luke said that medical doctors should not be called doctors.
Yeah.
Only
As a
people in
joke.
other fields.
It's
They
ridiculous.
should be
As a
called.
joke,
They should be
obviously.
called medicers.
Medicers.
Biden.
I don't. It doesn't matter. Just call. I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
doctor.
it seems-
I think
again,
it's just because
it's-
America is stigmatized to do
I always
that.
hate
Yeah.
gatekeeping.
There's a stigma
I find
on the
it so
word.
stupid and silly. Like, as if
Yeah.
like what somebody else does affects your life that much. It's like so ridiculous. So when it comes to this, my question is, did they not spend X amount of years studying to get that degree? Did they not put in the time and effort to get that degree? Sure, it's not in the same field that you got. And sure, maybe to get an actual doctorate in like medicine or science or whatever, you have to go through all of these like years of pre-med, and you have to like physically work in hospitals and stuff like that, and it takes a lot of time. But that doesn't diminish.
Diminish.
I was gonna say
Diminish.
diminuendo. That doesn't diminish the fact that this other person put in quite a bit of time, probably had to write a huge thesis, all of this stuff in their own specific field. So it's ridiculous to just like, I don't know.
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure universities they like each university every year probably only gives like out like between 10 to 20 like PhDs to doctorates a year, right? Like it's a very like small number per year compared to like, you know, like take like USC or something, which has like 30,000 kids or probably something like that. I don't think it's that much, but they have a lot of it. Or like I think like stuff like that, like they have a lot of people, right? So it's like, and like if they say 90% of those people graduate, that's automatically like think of the sheer just magnitude compared to the amount of PhDs.
Well, is
that
it
are given out that
30,000
year.
people total in the school, and then you divide by 4? And
Yes,
then,
so
okay.
90% of those graduate
Yeah.
over time,
Right.
and let's say cut it into 4. So I don't know.
So
it's like,
roughly a little less than
what, like
10,000.
9,000.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
9,000 people, 10,000, something like
8,000,
that. And so
whatever.
it's like, yeah, and then 90% of those people graduate. That's still way more than any. Like it's really hard to get a PhD. Is basically what I'm trying to say. Just in terms of sheer numbers, it's
It
like,
is.
just getting a doctorate in anything is really difficult. You know, so I think it's it really doesn't matter, and I think it's just, you know, Daniel, you bring up gatekeeping, but like gatekeeping in a way makes somewhat more sense, in that when you're gatekeeping, it implies that you yourself have that honor, but you don't want to give it to other people, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like,
Right.
But
Like,
Ben Shapiro does not have a doctorate degree, nor does the
Yeah,
guy
exactly.
who wrote the
I mean, he went to
op-ed
Harvard
about
Law.
Joe Biden.
I guess that
Was
makes
he?
sense.
No, he was not a doctor.
who, Ben Shapiro? What are you
No,
talking
the
about?
guy who wrote the op-ed about Joe Biden that started all of this.
Yeah, I feel like part of this also has to do with just insecurity or just like
Sexism.
projection, you know? Like
Sexism.
that's also
I mean,
a factor,
yeah.
sure. But I mean, Joe Biden's white, so I don't think it's as big of a deal. Because,
Okay, but she's
If she was
but
minority,
she's still
for
a
sure,
woman.
bro.
But she's still a woman.
Yeah.
bro, if imagine Michelle Obama. Does Michelle Obama have a doctorate? I don't think
I
so.
don't think so.
But
I'm still surprised Naimur
Let's say
said
she
has a
did.
doctorate.
Yeah.
yes, very interesting to me too. Anyway, so like imagine if Michelle Obama, like she had a doctorate, right? Like let's just say, imagine instead of Joe Biden being president, Obama becomes president right now, and
Good.
Yeah.
like forget the last 8 years or whatever. Anyway, and then let's say Michelle Obama has a doctorate, right? And she's like Dr. Obama, right? Like so many people would just be like, no, like even more so because she's a minority than if she's just a white woman, you know? It's like it's really sad the type of world we live in. It's just that there is a subconscious racism that people just don't want to talk about.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if they think it's there, but it definitely is there for a lot of people.
I think-
whether they think about it or not.
I saw a TikTok that did a perfect analogy for, like, so a lot of people, it basically compared racism to Newtonian physics. which sounds like a ridiculous thing at first, but basically the idea
yes.
is, when an object is in motion, it stays in motion unless acted upon by another force. So, again, for hundreds of years, we were pushing in a direction of, like, racist policies and, like, we had slavery.
You messed that up.
Like, we literally had slavery going on, right? Specifically, racial slavery, is based on people's race. And so that pushed our nation in a direction, right? And even though we're no longer pushing in that direction, our nation is still moving that direction, right? Not necessarily getting worse in that direction. You could make that argument if you want, but I think we are getting better.
Well, this is a little... I think we heard different things, because what I remember hearing is that the dude was basically... What's the thing before Newtonian physics? Is it just classical physics? I don't know what it is.
I don't know what it is, but he said... Yeah.
So, what it was saying was, back then, people thought that, if there's a force applied on something, it's just like, it'll stop at some point, or something like that, right?
It stops when you stop applying the force.
Yeah, exactly. So they thought it stops applying the force, just like people continued to put these, like, racist laws in motion, right? Stuff like that. But then Newtonian physics came out, right? And it showed, like, no, because of inertia, an object will continue moving unless an opposing force is acted upon it, right? And an object will stay at rest unless another force is added upon it. And so with this new information, people are like, oh, okay, that past information is wrong, right? But the thing is, that's not what's happening in terms of racism, right? Like, new information has come out, but people are not using that still. They're still believing in old, like, primitive ideology that has changed, clearly. So I think that's the biggest issue, too.
That
like,
makes
that's
sense.
a really good
I thought he
analogy
was
when it comes to
comparing
that.
it to, like, this idea of, like, in order to, stop
It's also, you can
racism
apply that
in
with
this
the
country,
vaccine,
we
right?
do have to apply a force in the opposite direction. You know what I mean? That's what I thought he was going for. But I guess that makes sense.
It's like the vaccine. I hate people that are like, I just don't want to have the vaccine.
I'm not going to be the first in line to take the vaccine. I'm going to wait.
Or like and then there's people on TikTok, like, I understand, like, it's good to have this out there, but people, like, they're literally trying to scare people.
Yes.
I mean, they're not deliberately doing it, or it doesn't look like they're deliberately doing it, but they are, in a way where it's like, it showed that 4 people in the coronavirus studies have had Bell's palsy after taking the virus or vaccine. And Bell's palsy is basically, like, I don't know, part of their face basically made, like, a different movement, they, like, kind of have, like, a crooked smile or something. They, like, that's what it does. It's temporary, from what I read. Like, it goes away within a week or 2 or a few weeks. But it happened to 4 people, and 40,000 trials were done, right? So the 4 people of those 40,000 trials. So that was like 0.04% or something, right?
Well, like 6 people
died. And then the funny thing is, that's actually...
But when you do
I don't think anybody died, did they?
6 people died.
4 people died.
4 of them... 6 people died. 4 of them were part of the placebo trial.
Control group.
And they had, like, heart attacks. Like, all of them had, like, cardiac arrest or something like that. It's like, it's not from the... Anyways, go ahead. You were going to say something.
Yeah, so, like, and then another thing about the Bell's palsy thing, it's like, it says 0.04% of patients, and that's actually equivalent in the UK or something to the amount of people that have Bell's palsy in that area.
Like,
so it's like, what? Like, you guys are
just the population
like,
that
it's so annoying because they put that at the end of it. They're like, oh yeah, it's actually similar to that, and then some people are like, yeah, no, I'm not risking it. Like, yo, you guys are just so stupid. Don't ever go to a hospital. Don't ever do any of this stuff. I'm tired of it, bro. If you're gonna deny all this science stuff, it's BS. Like, it annoys me so much,
but
dude.
It's the honest truth where it's like it's always a doctor who's doing this, where it's like somebody's rushed into the ER and they're like, oh, I need medical assistance, blah, blah, blah. And the doctor's like, oh, but we saw you didn't really like vaccines a few years ago. So are you okay with us sticking needles in you now? Or do you want us to just leave you here on the bed until you die? And it's like, people are going to pick and choose what they want until it becomes, like, directly affects their lives. And it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm so tired of this. It's like, you're not going to wear a mask, but then you expect medical treatment because you got COVID. Yeah. No, like, I'm serious. Like, if you're dying, bro, just, like, don't even ask for life support. The plug should be pulled from you. Okay, I don't know about plug. That's a little...
Naimur's getting a little...
I think so. I agree with Naimur there.
I think you need to be in spite, right? Like, you need to, like, have the balls. Like, if you're going to deny science and medical stuff, like, just deny everything because you don't deserve it.
I think
honestly.
What you're getting into is
compared to someone
there's
that
really no direct consequence to these people. They don't understand that their actions have consequences and they get away pretty much scot-free.
I
which
just
is
think
unfortunate.
if flat earthers really believe the Earth is flat, they should all do a mission.
They'd have
to
proved
go
it
there.
already.
They should all do a mission to go to the edge themselves. Okay. So they're gonna die anyway. So why not just? They don't have to bring any food.
Just get
or
rid of
drinking
them.
water. So they might as well,
Yeah.
because they're gonna die anyway.
Wasn't
right?
there
They're
a
gonna go off
dude-
the edge or be killed by the.
There's a dude that was gonna make his own rocket to see the Earth's like crust or like the curve. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
'Cause he want to prove it wrong because he doesn't trust like an airplane because they're like,
Yeah.
oh, they're all a part of the government.
Mhm.
Like it's fake. So like he wanted to make his own like rocket or whatever to test it. And I think he died trying to do that. I don't know.
Ouch.
But
Yeah.
I was like, Jesus, dude.
I want to say
Like how many people were like,
I had something about vaccines real quickly before we move.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, go ahead.
The worst thing that just ticks me off is the people who are like, it has microchips in it. If the government wanted to track you, they already could, and they already do, to be honest. You have a government-issued
Because you
ID.
willingly
You
have
have
done
an
it.
iPhone in your pocket. You have all of these devices. You drive a car that has a license plate registered in the state. They know where you live. They know everything
Also, have they
about
never
you already.
seen? Have they never seen like the needles that they use to give dogs microchips? Those things are
Yeah.
huge.
They
They're
are.
massive.
It's like I don't even
Like-
think they know what a microchip is. It's a full blown computer thing. You can only make it so small. If it's gonna
Yeah.
do all these things like
I don't know
track you
about
and track your
like
yeah.
infrared
getting smaller.
chips are pretty small though. You do realize that like they're pretty small. Like you can make stuff
Sure, but
pretty
you can't
small.
make it like microscopic.
You can't. It's pretty close. It's like borderline at this point. It's getting way smaller. You know what I mean?
But
I mean, if you can theoretically make a CPU double its amount of transistors every year,
yeah, but
Is it
there's a
every year or
limit
it's
to
like
that.
every
There's
4
a
years?
limit to that. You can
they
only
say that, but they keep doing it. You do
yes,
realize
because
that,
they haven't
right? Like,
reached
they've
the
been saying
limit
that for
yet.
years.
Because they haven't reached the limit yet. That's why they say that.
I don't know what that means.
No, but they've been saying this for like 30 years.
Basically,
Okay,
Luke, there's
so basically,
they keep making computer chips smaller because they can make the wires. If it's smaller, the wires
No,
can travel
no, they
faster,
don't.
right? The energy can travel.
Yeah.
no, they're. Is it called Moore's law? Okay, anyway, so in a computer chip or like in any chip in your phone, I'm gonna dumb this down so easy for you, liberal arts major. Okay. No
Okay.
offense.
All right. All right.
It's kind of mean. All right, I'm gonna dumb it down super easy. When you tippy tappy clacky clack on your computer, there's something
Jesus.
inside computer,
Goo goo
and
gaga.
in the computer, yeah, there are these things that go light up, and now
Like
there's millions
car.
of those things that can go light up,
Yeah.
that decide what every part of your computer does. So each clicky clack turns on a different light, and there's millions of them.
So it's like in a
Okay.
car when
Well-
when I press the button at the
don't
top
do
and the
other
light turns
analogies.
on.
Don't do another analogy. It's gonna be more confusing.
Yeah.
So it's like when I press the
and
button
then-
and the light turns on in the car.
No.
No.
It's just
So
like-
anyway,
whatever.
these little lights that like that respond to all feedback, it's basically like acts like a brain to the computer. The amount of lights in there or light possibilities doubles. Like I don't think it's every year. It's like every 2 years, something like that. So it's I don't know, just over time it doubles. So like back then there was like a million or two. Now it's like 20, 40, 50 million, something like that. It's just ginormous. It's exponential.
You can fit more
So
and
it's
more
like
into
people
a
have
tiny
said-
space, so it gets faster and faster.
So it's like
Yeah, so that's
it's
why
like
your
when-
phones actually get even bigger or get smaller, but they also run way better. It's because
So
of
it's
the
like when
microchips.
it's like when mommy says that I'm gonna have two brothers next year, but then one of them eats the other.
Jesus.
Yes, it's exactly
How is that?
why.
How is that?
No,
how
it's
is that an equal comparison at all? What is he even
Yeah,
saying?
so-
It gets
I mean-
smaller.
Oh my
Yeah,
god!
but I'm just saying. So the whole
Luke.
thing is, I saw this video on this on YouTube. So
Yeah.
people were talking about how Moore's law is going to go obsolete in a couple years because it will be impossible over time, but it hasn't because these people that are creating chips have been continued working because they think it's like a pride thing. It's like
Yeah.
they feel responsible that they have to continue this law forward. They can't end with them, otherwise they were the issue.
Yeah.
Which that's neither here nor there because I don't think you have to blame yourself for that, but it's working because they've found ingenious ways to make out microchips on phones and stuff, or just microchips way bigger. It's so cool. I don't know how they do it, but it's fascinating. Anyway, what were we talking about?
I don't remember.
We were talking about microchips and vaccines. It's just
Can we-
stupid.
can-
Vaccines.
It's
Yeah.
stupid.
Oh yeah, microchips. Oh yeah, the people that are like the government's tracking you with these vaccine microchips. Like, bro, you idiots.
stupid.
You have willingly put your information out there, just in general.
Oh, are you
made
on?
a
Are you
Facebook
on
account.
TikTok?
Facebook
oh, guess
does
what?
what?
You literally gave TikTok the ability to have your phone number, your email, blah 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 blah. You like all of your phone data while you're.
And that's
using
all the stuff
TikTok.
you know about. That's all the stuff you know about.
And that's just the stuff.
Think about all the stuff you don't know about, right? Yeah, and so it's like, and then you're like, oh, but the government. This is the only way is a microchip, bro. You've willingly given everything on your iPhone. You make it like you made a Facebook account. Who they're getting in deep water by the government.
All
further
of your
tracking
advertisement stuff. They know where you live. It's ridiculous. It's
like, bro, like you give Amazon your address to where you live. Like, you idiots. Like, I don't like. The government. They're finally gonna know everything about you with this microchip and this vaccine.
Can you call this cognitive?
And Bill Gates is a part of all of it. What is cognitive?
It might
dissonance?
just be ignorance. It might be ignorance.
It's kind of.
Naimur, cognitive dissonance is when your actions betray your true feelings. It's like when you say.
Oh, is that what it is?
Or when your actions betray
right.
like what you say or what you think.
So if you believe that climate change is a serious
dissonance,
issue and you think it should be addressed, and then you vote against the Paris Accord and you vote against like all of these limitations on oil companies, then that's cognitive dissonance. I think that's what. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, I call it hypocrisy.
I mean it anyway. Is that. It's just there's a fancy term for when it's like certain.
You know what also grinds my gears, speaking of climate change, is when people just drive cars that are gas guzzling and like you can smell it from like 50 or like 100 or 200 feet away because it just gives off so much gas. It's like these old cars or something.
Well, sometimes people can't afford better cars. I will say that.
No, it's like you can tell you can. There's just like it's like a fun thing. It's like they're like out with their kids. It's like a Jeep-esque car, but you can tell it's like just giving so much fuel out of there. It's like, yo, bro, like that is disgusting.
Yeah,
that is not fun at all. Like I hate that. It's like you can just smell gasoline, just like once you drive away.
Another horrible thing.
So annoying.
Another annoying thing about cars, and we've all experienced it. The massive, like 12-foot tall truck. Not really, but it's like this huge truck, the brightest headlights 2 feet away from your bumper. Mm-hmm. What does that accomplish? What are you doing by being 2 feet away from it?
It's the perfect height that the headlights are literally
directly into the mirrors. And you know what? This is fun. I wanted to talk about this, and I didn't know how to bring this up naturally, but now I can. I didn't realize how bad headlights are, like behind you. When you're driving until I actually started driving. Because when I was in the car as a kid, you sit in the back seat or in the passenger seat, the mirrors aren't angled toward your eyes. But when there's a car directly behind you, the mirrors are angled into your eyes. It's awful. It's
see, I told Daniel about this once, but when I was driving to college, when I was driving to our college once, there was this guy on the highway behind me, and he was one of those trucks. He had the high beams on and whatever, and so I just got mad. I was just PO'd, Saturday having a pretty bad day already. So
to make things worse, the man was brown. No, I'm just kidding.
He probably wasn't.
I'm kidding.
Let's be honest. It's those Texan drivers with their cowboy hats.
So I slowed
down. Have you
seen
the fake testicles on the car?
Yes.
God, those things are so stupid.
They're so disgusting, dude. Why would you want that on a car? Anyways, Luke, continue your story. You got mad at him.
Yeah, so I slowed down. I got behind him and I turned on my high beams. And I slowed down enough so that the high beams were pointing into his rear window. And so then I was like, I got you, bitch. So then
then it became leapfrog.
That's literally what happened. We just kept on trading back and forth between one in front of the other with the high beams on for like the entire road. What if
that dude was a Dementor? What if that dude was a Dementor and you did that, and then you start hearing like just like the lights? He's like, "Oh, the light!" Because like in Harry Potter, the Dementors they're so sensitive to light.
But they don't talk though.
A dude. Okay, they don't like. They're thinking it. They're like, "Oh my God, the light." You know what I mean?
It's also not white.
We shouldn't talk about Harry Potter anymore because J.K. Rowling is like you,
light.
a racist.
She's not
just
racist.
like you.
She's just a turf.
She's transphobic.
Yeah.
She's a turf. Yeah. I don't know. That's so. Like, why does she try to maintain relevancy?
Yeah, Naimur, you've said this before.
Money from Harry Potter.
She could just be the Harry Potter woman for her entire life, and then she became the turf.
And be fine with it, bro. And, like, do the retcons, like, yeah, I knew Dumbledore was always gay. I just never explicitly wrote it in the book. Because, I just figured everybody else thought the same as me.
That's so stupid.
I mean, it's not... it's not that big of a deal, but like stop doing everything after the fact. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just to like promote, not to promote agenda, because it's fine. Like it's fine that these characters are gay, but it's just it doesn't feel like you're truly doing it for the right reasons. You're just doing it.
She's doing it for the clout. She wants to gain
it.
clout. She wants to continue to make money off these books. So she's bringing back these younger audiences by saying, "Oh, like hey, Fantastic I knew Beasts this character was gay."
Guys, tomorrow there's going to be a tweet from J.K. Rowling that actually all the characters are like African, and Hogwarts is actually in Nigeria.
Yeah. Oh no, it's like it's an allegory for the transatlantic slave trade. Yeah. What Hogwarts is. It's like bro, like no, you know you're obviously just like trying to gain clout.
I was just reminded by Luke saying, on Twitter. Do we want to talk about the Instagram update? Because I'm very upset with it.
Oh, it's
crap. Like the old one where they just changed it where...
No, the most recent one. Well, I mean, I don't know how old it was.
Yeah, it's relatively old now. It's like a couple weeks old at this point.
That's not that old. A couple weeks. Yeah, it's been a few weeks. Yeah, let's talk about it.
Internet, that's like 80 dog years.
Yeah, you're right.
Like, what are you talking about?
What happened with moving the like button into the top right of the homepage?
That's dumb.
I hate so stupid.
You know why? It's because they want to promote this shop thing.
I know, and I hate
that. People to buy stuff
ridiculous.
Off of it. Facebook is trying to become an Amazon now. I'm telling you, like they're doing the same thing with Facebook. Like they're trying to promote the marketplace and stuff like that and everything, so that people will buy stuff off of Facebook, and then they're gonna slowly become an Amazon. Like they spent like they spent a ridiculous amount of money on a startup because they're like known as like a customer service like middleman kind of to fix it. Like that is so sinister. So it's just like so weird, and then I don't know. I think Instagram should get broken up from Facebook. Because it's just too much.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I think with those combined, that's like what? That's like at least
that's most
40% of the social media marketplace, right? So it's like that's too much. That's way too much.
Yeah.
Because like the young people use Instagram and then the older people use Facebook, so it's like I don't know.
Yeah,
it's really weird to me. I just don't like it. Super sinister. But the thing that they took out of Instagram a while back, I don't know. Nobody really talks about is the activity thing. So like when you used to like look at your like likes or whatever, like who liked whatever, you could click on the activity and see what all of your following or all the people you're following are doing. So you could be like, hey, my friend from this thing liked 4 photos, right? And you can look at what each photo is. I used to do that to look at memes, right?
Right.
And then it'd be interesting to be like, oh, such and such like followed this one person or commented on this one's photo. It's like, ooh, maybe they have a romantic thing going on. So it's kind of like a detective thing. That you could do on a constant basis.
Do they not do that anymore? Do you not get to see what posts people liked or like?
No, they took it off. They took it off, so you can't do that. I guess they just
probably for the better, in my opinion.
Which I can understand.
I was always uncomfortable seeing what other people.
It's a little embarrassing, right? Yeah, especially the dudes that just have no shame.
We've talked about that one guy that we saw liking a bunch of like not so appropriate content, right? Do you remember that?
Yeah. It's just like that's just the dudes that have no shame.
I don't know if they have no shame or they didn't know that Instagram shares your photos. Your liked photos.
Well, no, it shows like people clearly like the photo. Like, why do you like them in the first place then?
Yeah.
You know what I mean, because the save button is there.
No, to come back to it. Come on.
No, but the save button. That's what the save button is for.
I know, but also like.
Yeah, that's true. But the save button wasn't always there.
Because I never really use the save button. Even on TikTok, I don't use the save, like the favorites button. I typically use the like. I only use the favorites so I can favorite dog videos. Because it's more convenient to double tap. So I can go back and look at all the dog videos and make myself happy sometimes.
Dude, I just don't get how girls, they're just like... I think liking for girls is completely different than liking for guys.
Oh, it is.
Because when I like a post, like I just like a post because it's like I like the post. Girls literally like... I'm very curious what girls are like.
It's like they just literally, it's literally like, scroll, like, scroll, like,
they just tap.
Dude, I can't do that. And I think I'm more particular than you guys. I rarely give out likes. Like if you guys post something,
me too, yeah.
Typically like it. Sometimes Joey posts some questionable things where I'm just like, we'll try harder next time.
Dude, this man is trying too hard to become a model, and it's like, no.
He's so cute, and yet he tries too hard to
No, he looks like if a dude who liked too much of Japanese erotica. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I don't know where you were going with Naimur, but
Naimur, he just looks so weird.
Naimur was projecting.
He has weird... No, definitely never.
It's a joke.
Okay, buddy.
Anyway.
Okay, buddy.
Yeah, then people are going to be like, wow, why was he so defensive in this one moment?
Well, that's what happens to everything we accuse each other of. We always... Well, not always get defensive, but whatever.
Except Luke, I'm not accusing Luke of being racist. He just is. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's different.
I never denied it.
Dude, I have a
not an
perfect title for this
accusation, it's a
podcast.
statement.
It should be called Luke's Race War.
That seems like a really good title.
Okay,
We
just
should definitely
disclaimer.
do that.
Luke is not racist. Luke is not racist.
I'm
This is our little thing. I make fun of the Irish culture. He doesn't make fun because he just doesn't know anything about the Bengali culture. But
barely.
you know,
he mispronounces
it's
the name
a little
of it.
game we play.
There we go.
Well, I do.
Yeah, and
Naimur,
then
see,
Daniel can't do
I know
anything.
enough
He's
about
white.
Bengali culture to know that they would be caught in the crossfire between India and Pakistan. So, that's all I'm
But
saying.
they're not next to each
If
other.
I'm
Like, India
starting-
is in between the two.
If I'm starting a race
Am I
war,
wrong?
no,
I don't
it
know.
is. But if nuclear weapons are pulled out, then I'm just saying Bangladesh.
First of all,
will be-
Bangladesh could not go to war. That's bold of you to assume that they have the resources to
No,
do
I'm not saying
that.
Bangladesh would go to war. I'm saying that they would be caught in the crossfire.
Mm-hmm.
No, they wouldn't.
They
India is
definitely would.
is right next to Pakistan.
I know it
pretty
is.
sure.
I know it is. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but
would
but Pakistan is not
inevitably
next to
happen.
Bangladesh.
Naimur, how many
No,
times
Naimur,
do you
don't you
think,
know
like,
the
countries
easiest
like
way to
Liechtenstein
invade
was
India
taken
from the
over?
direction of Pakistan? I don't know why I said it like that. Is to
Whack
go
it,
all the
Jane.
way around India and in through Bangladesh.
No, I'm
That's
just
the easiest
saying.
way to
If,
No, it's a
invade.
circle back around. That's how it is.
Exactly.
No, there could be
You
a
go back
crossfire
around.
as like India being the crossfire in between Bangladesh and
Pakistan,
Pakistan.
Why
But
would
there can't be.
Naimur, why would
There can't be India and Pakistan and Bangladesh is in the crossfire.
Why
That's
would they be at war?
What?
Why would Pakistan and Bangladesh be at war?
geography, dummy, bro. It's geography.
They both want
'Cause
India.
No,
There's-
they wouldn't be at war, Luke. But if they were, that would make the
I'm
only.
just saying,
that
why
would
would
only...
they be? I'm asking.
This
Naimur, why
is
would
so
they be at war?
stupid. We're getting
I'm
into
asking Naimur.
too many specifics for this
Oh
to be
my God.
interesting anymore.
The psycho dude. Can we go for like 30 more minutes? An
We
hour
can
and a
go
half.
for-
If
we
I
can
have
go
to
for
go.
paper. Hey,
10
listen,
minutes.
listen.
It's
Rock,
10, 15
paper,
minutes.
scissors. Rock, paper.
So I can
scissors,
cut out a
shoot.
ton of the early stuff.
30 minutes it is.
I win.
Anyway, 30 minutes it is.
Luke's playing rock, paper,
So-
scissors with no one except himself. I just want to point that out.
Okay, let's talk about one of my topics. Interestingly,
Luke, stop!
you might have had a
hitting
cut.
I'm just kidding.
I didn't hit it. That wasn't me.
Okay, well, no, we were
maybe
talking about
that was me.
Instagram's features. Yeah, Instagram has such questionable. Remember that one time they like just rolled out the whole swipe to go to the next post thing?
Wait,
that
what was
You
it?
don't remember that?
Stupid.
Wait, what? How did it work again?
Okay, so I'm gonna give you context here because I don't think you were using it. You don't use Instagram as much as we do.
I remember
but
there being
basically what
something
happened
weird.
was.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember, like, once I was at work and I was just checking Instagram on a break, and then, like, this weird thing happened. I was like, "Oh, introducing swipe to go to next post." So you know how you just scroll through,
Oh, scroll
right?
to
Usually,
new photos, like to the left and right.
yeah, you couldn't do that. They changed it to where you had to swipe left and right to go up and down, which made no sense.
Ugh.
It was like swipe to go to your next post in your timeline.
Oh,
swipe,
yeah.
swipe, swipe, right? Yeah. And then the weird thing is like that like got eliminated like almost instantaneously. It took like an hour.
Yeah.
And then Instagram said it was a bug. But like it had a tutorial and everything. Like that was not a bug, dude.
Oh my god,
Like
that's so
clearly
sad.
something happened where maybe they meant to like roll it out to a few people to see how it worked or not.
Mm-hmm.
But like, dude, that was like everybody was clowning them. They were just like, the employee that accidentally showcased the swipe feature be like, and he's like probably just like dying because he's scared he's gonna get fired.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Man,
that they
they
some
make a
questionable
lot of
things.
questionable
They-
decisions.
Like existing in the first place?
Yeah. No, I like
Luke's
Instagram.
just now.
Instagram's
Luke's getting
pretty
into
nice. Pretty versatile.
existentialism.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, Luke, why don't you delete your Instagram then, dummy?
I'm on
God,
Instagram right now.
I know you're always on Instagram.
I'm
see,
not,
this is also
though.
interesting too. I could see what Luke liked. He liked some very interesting memes.
What I liked, Naimur.
Like,
What did I like? Huh? What did I
I don't know.
say it?
So then
Name
sometimes
everything I've
caught
ever
people I caught people lacking. I would see them being like, I'd see them like being like, "Oh, okay, so you're interested in that stuff? Let's. I'm never gonna think about this again." And then
Yeah, that's
see
what
them
I
at
was
school the
talking
next
about
day.
earlier, where it's like people used to when you could see what people like. There's a lot of questionable stuff.
No, but there's guys that just generally they don't care. They just like they follow, they click follow, and like you can see like because you can see who like if your friends liked a photo from a person, right? So it's like, it's like clearly they just don't care. They're like
I don't.
know what I
Okay,
mean?
here's what I
It's
don't
just like the
understand. Do
people-
they just not have self awareness, or is it like they don't have a
No, no, they
conscious,
generally
or
know.
It's like
I don't
I
think
just
they
feel-
care.
They know.
I
just
feel
think
horrible
they
doing
don't
I
care.
don't
something
think
like
they
that.
care.
okay. I just feel
No,
genuinely.
I
just feel like
I
pre-puberty,
feel bad objectifying
You never
women.
wanted to talk about
I feel
stuff.
terrible objectifying
I'm sorry.
women. Every single time I even think about objectifying a woman, I feel awful about it.
Luke's never objectified a woman in his entire life.
Never in my life.
Well, the weird thing about me is every time I see a woman, I barf uncontrollably.
Really?
So
you just get sick on
I don't
site.
relate.
Daniel's,
I have to
Daniel's
wipe my
more of a
phone like
healthy middle
4
ground.
times a day.
He might slap a
Hmm?
woman.
Okay.
A woman's behind every so often.
No,
but
no,
other
no,
than
no, 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 no. We're not.
No.
No, no, no. I would not do that.
Luke doesn't objectify women unless they're brown. Anyway, so
Oh my god.
No, but then I don't objectify them. I just hate them.
I think this podcast should be
Oh my
called
God.
Luke Keeps
Yeah,
Browning
we can't
himself.
no, okay, that's racist, Daniel. What you just said
No,
now was racist. I'm tired of it, Daniel.
racist.
That's enough. That's enough out of
does
you.
not-
I'm
no,
tired
that's
of your
not
racist
racist.
attitude
Browning
towards
is
everyone.
like another
Daniel,
word for-
you should be ashamed of yourself.
Browning is
Server
another
mute.
word for like
Server
like,
mute.
when you-
Daniel, no, Daniel, you
He's
should be
server
ashamed
muting
of
me.
yourself.
No,
That
don't
is
server
super
mute
racist.
me. No.
Server mute.
Daniel, that is
Okay,
racist.
wait. Okay,
I can't
fine.
believe
We'll
you
make
just
this
said
my
that.
apology video. Okay,
Just kidding.
Server
guys,
mute.
I apologize for
What-
for calling
isn't it
Luke
funny
a
if Daniel
serial
said that one
brownist.
thing that I would be like, oh, Daniel, you actually muted him.
Yeah,
you guys can't hear me.
Okay, unmute him.
All right.
Oh, you guys didn't hear what
Okay.
I said. I said something really funny. I was just like,
No,
I was like, okay, guys, I guess this should be my apology video. I want to apologize for calling Luke a serial brownist. And then I just went on this tangent about how I was so sorry.
stop muting him, bro.
Luke, stop. It's not even funny. Can we take Luke's privilege away?
It was
No,
pretty
he
funny.
made this server.
Sorry.
I don't know why you
I
made
should
this
clarify
server.
his white privilege away. Can we take his white privilege away? Sorry, Luke keeps muting me on Discord because he has server privileges.
It's me. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay,
Sorry,
all
what
I know
was-
is I'm going to be making a new heavily altered Discord
So that
server
you'll have the
stream.
power, so Luke can't. Because see, the
Yeah.
frustrating thing is, I said things, but you guys didn't hear me, so you guys talked over me. So now the audio track
Don't
is
say
just
them again
it's-
because he's just going to mute you again.
It's just a mess of stuff. He's not gonna do it again because he knows I'm not very.
Actually,
I've
won't
already
do it again.
stated my discontent for it.
Nah, Luke is actually... So he has a...
Luke is
every
such a
time
troll.
he
Can we
comes into
just
the
say that
podcast, he
Luke
has
is
one
such
goal
a
in mind.
troll, man?
Yeah. He has one goal in mind, okay? He wants to just make Daniel's job at editing the hardest it absolutely
Yes.
can be.
No, you know who's actually making
Theoretically-
it hard though? You guys for wanting to cut stuff out.
No.
No.
Yes, I mean, technically, but also like there is questionable stuff that no matter what we would have to cut out anyway.
No, we wouldn't.
No,
We
like
wouldn't have
sometimes
to
we
cut it
tiptoe
out.
the line between questionable and needing
We
to be
wouldn't
censored.
have to cut
you
out-
just jump back and forth all the time.
Yeah.
You're playing
I don't
hopscotch
think
in
you
between the lines,
understand
bro.
how.
You're just like you're jump roping. You're just. You're
I don't want our
like, playing around,
podcast to be
and the lines
canceled
won't
after
support.
the fourth episode, so that's why we cut some of the stuff.
Listen, it doesn't count as canceling if I'm white.
Oh, that's not how that works.
No, it does. If anything, it counts more. Some might
Yeah,
say.
you're right.
Yeah, honestly.
Dang it! I can't believe I dug myself into that.
Because this
Dang
is the
it, I
one time
dug
white people
myself
have
that
been
grave.
oppressed.
Like,
This is the one time in like people's lives that white people have been oppressed and they hate
But
it.
that's so ridiculous.
Right?
I hate that. I hate that people say
Look,
that.
That's
you're
why
just
people
feeding
hate-
into Naimur's point.
I know.
like the one time white
No,
people
he
were
hates
oppressed.
that what I just said
No,
because it's true.
no, I'm
he
agreeing
hates that
with
white
you.
people act like that.
Yeah, I hate that white people
Yeah.
act like that. It's so
I think
disgusting.
Luke's not actually.
Oh.
Luke is actually surprised. Like he's super liberal. So if anybody,
I just-
needs it,
yeah,
he's
I
super
think
liberal. That doesn't excuse his actions.
Luke does this
sometimes.
all the time, where he'll say something extremely controversial, and then he'll emphasize that, by the way, guys, I am the most left leaning of all of us, which
Yeah.
almost makes him the most right leaning because by being left leaning, he thinks he can say whatever he
Shut the
wants.
fuck up, Mr. Horseshoe Theory. Oh my god.
Horseshoe theory? What does that
my
even mean?
What's
God.
horseshoe theory? Oh, nobody's
I don't
gonna
know
know
what
that unless you explain to them. We're not gonna explain that.
No,
anyway,
no,
'cause-
I don't think you know what it is. Horseshoe theory is the idea that the further in either direction you go, the
Oh, I
closer
see.
to the other political party you get. So it just looks like
Yeah.
a big horseshoe. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
yeah.
We're talking about the
Gosh,
political
I mean, that
compass,
is
by the
low-key
way,
true.
for anyone who doesn't know.
Not
It's
even the
low-key
political
true.
compass. This is just a spectrum.
It's low key true. That's all I'm saying.
It's not.
But,
though. It's
um,
not true.
I don't know. It's like, but Luke is just like he tiptoes the line between that stuff, and
I might.
it's interesting
Hey, listen.
sometimes. It's
I
kinda
might
funny.
tiptoe the line, but at least I haven't ate the line.
He might tiptoe the line,
is that a fat joke?
but
I'm so confused.
yeah, I don't know what he was going. So okay, here's the thing. Luke thinks If he says enough randomness, eventually a punchline will come out. Am I right?
It's that famous Michael Scott quote.
No,
it's like,
see, the funny part.
The famous Michael Scott
for
quote
me,
is like,
for me, the funny part is when nobody laughs, and then people
Right.
laugh
really,
because
that's
nobody
Yeah.
laughs.
scary. No, dude,
So
that's like the
cringe.
worst for me.
You just
'Cause
like making
I
people
do what
feel
Luke
cringe.
does a lot.
Yeah.
Actually,
No, I used to do what Luke does a
Mm-hmm.
lot. Because I used to be like saying ridiculous stuff in class because it was super funny. Like me and the teacher are tight, you know. But then the entire class laughs when I like roast the teacher and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But then sometimes I'll say something and no one laughs. I'm like, oh no.
And it's
oh,
so
no.
uncomfortable.
Fill the void,
Here's the
fill
funny
void.
thing, though. I think
No.
Luke enjoys making himself embarrassed, which is the weirdest thing. Where he'll say something extremely cringy, and then no one laughs, and that's when he should feel bad. But instead, he's built up this involuntary reaction where he feels happy when he should be embarrassed. It's ridiculous.
See,
I don't
the
know how
thing
he's...
is, I make jokes for myself, not for other people. For myself, I make jokes that make me laugh.
So you're selfish,
No
is
matter
what
what.
you're saying.
Yeah, it's kind of sad though. Yeah, you're very selfish.
Yeah, Luke, you're very self-centered with this one. Luke doesn't want to make anyone else laugh. How dare you laugh in his presence?
I know something that will be guaranteed to make you guys laugh. Okay.
Okay, well, you
Why
probably
did the
should
chicken
say it
cross
because
the road? Why did the chicken cross the road?
I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna
To
ask.
start a race war.
Oh my god, no, it didn't, Luke. No, it didn't.
Start
It
a
did
race
not
war.
Start a race.
That
war.
does make sense because the chicken a part of Nazi Germany? Was the road, the wall, the
Berlin Wall.
Exactly.
The Berlin
road-
Wall?
the road
It was
is
an allegory
the Berlin
for-
Wall.
for the Cold War, for just the entire 1900s.
Yeah, honestly, that was a great joke, Luke. Very nuanced.
Yeah, Luke, really, I
Very,
laughed truly so
depth.
hard. I think Luke's getting tired. I think that's
Truly-
the issue.
I am getting tired. That too.
Well,
Listen,
we
I
are
think
at a
that-
point
it's like
where
how
we
we
have
were
enough
literally the last
content.
time.
We have enough content. We're good. We can stop.
Let's go for like 10 more minutes because I feel like we have to cut a lot. You're gonna cut a few things out for sure.
Just a few, not
So.
that many.
Just a
So
few.
Do you want to
Racist.
go down
I
the
don't
list
know,
of things we're
man.
gonna? Do you want to go down the list of things we're gonna cut out?
Nah, who knows? Maybe Luke will be like, "Hey, every time I set the board brown, can you just censor it so that I'm not
Now,
racist?"
every time,
Okay.
Daniel, for every second you cut out, I'm gonna murder a child.
Jesus Christ! What? Is that like? First of all, how is that a? Like, it's sort of a threat to me, but like I'm not
Speaking
directly.
of children,
I'm not
one
directly
of
threatening.
my topics on the list is about cringy childhood stories.
What a
So
great
are we
transition.
saying?
We want to talk about cringy childhood stories. I like that.
That was the joke. Is that because of children? Speaking of children.
Speaking of children,
Yeah.
speaking of murdering children. Oh my god.
No, the only time I've had a cringe. Well, no, I've had many cringy childhood stories.
Mhm.
I remember one in particular. I remember we went to like Mother's Day dinner with a group of family friends, you know, and like many family friends, like multiple families, right? And so we were sitting with one family, but we weren't like that buddy with them. So it was like a little quiet and stuff. We were just eating, you know, and you know they were talking. Like my dad and the other person's dad was like talking, or the other family's dad, and like you know I as a kid in 4th grade thought it would be funny because you know. They'd be talking, and then out of nowhere, I'm just like, "Ha, Dad! You know what's funny? You love the meal until the check comes." And then everybody in my family looks at me in disgust. They're like,
God.
"Why are you talking right now?
Oh
Why you say that?" And
so
oh my God,
bad.
that is the most cringy moment of my entire life. I was like, "Oh,
my
no,
God.
oh
Cringy
no, oh no." Because like you know we used to joke about
That's
that all
awful.
the time, and like my sister basically was like, you know, like that's funny for us, like in the family.
yeah,
you shouldn't say
you
that
wouldn't
in
say
public.
Yeah, that makes sense. I just. God.
I was like,
You know what?
I felt.
You know the cringiest childhood memory for me is when my parents were selling our other house, and I used to introduce myself to the people who were looking to buy it or rent it, and I used to introduce myself as, "Hi, I'm Luke. This is my house. Luke." And I know that's just a kid thing, but looking back on it, it just makes me hate myself so much.
Luke, nobody bought that house because they're like, God, this kid is so pretentious.
Yeah,
think
and
he
the
owns
funny
the
thing,
place.
Luke has lived in that house to this day. It's
Yeah.
been 20 years.
It's
so.
been 45 years to the day.
You want to hear? I
No,
can't
I thought
think
Luke
of.
was gonna say his. Luke was gonna say his cringy childhood story was just being born.
That too.
I can't
I feel
think
like
of
that's a
any
cop-out, though.
specific moment that like is extremely cringy, but I can think of like one small example. I was way too old. I was way too old to be making this mistake.
I have a cringy childhood story about you.
Well, okay, we can tell it in a second.
You know
I just
it.
want to say
the ghost one. The ghost one.
Yes, we can talk about that in a second. Okay, listen. So I was going to the doctor with my dad. It was it was like a yearly checkup, right? But they asked lots of questions about like, okay, what are you eating? You know, what are you drinking? Like, what type?
Are you
so
checked out?
basically, what I'm getting at is, they asked the question, how many glasses of milk do you drink a day? And I said 1. And then they asked, what type of milk are you drinking? And I said, chocolate. They were not asking for they were asking for a 1%, 2% or whole, or 2%, 1% or whole milk, right? So my dad looked at me like, this is the most idiot son I've ever, I mean, I'm the only son he's had, but you know what I mean? Like,
this is the most idiot son I've ever had.
Most idiot son I've ever had.
You're continuing the family name, and this is you.
Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, it was just really awkward, right?
Well, see, I don't see what's wrong with your reasoning, because chocolate milk is like its own thing, though. Am I wrong? Or no?
I mean, well,
or is it do they just flavor it?
It's just flavored one of the types of milk, right? You can
No,
get
Jack,
1%
no, it
chocolate
comes out of a
milk,
brown
2%.
cow.
No.
Listen.
It comes
My
out of
mom-
a brown
my mom-
cow.
my
It
mom
comes out of a
grew up
brown
on a
cow.
ranch. She grew up on a cattle ranch. It just comes out of a brown cow. I've seen it
Comes out
happen.
of a brown cow. Okay,
I've
that
seen my
makes
uncle
sense.
milk the
So
cow.
where does strawberry milk come out of?
No, they go to
Red
the cow's
cows.
rectum.
The
They
orange
shove a
cows.
cacao pod right in there.
Cow pod? They just
They just shove it in there,
Mhm.
and then the milk. Will
They let
form
it
the
they let
next
it like absorb for a while.
They let it sit, and then they pull it out, and it all comes out into the bucket, and then it's milk.
Oh God,
Yep, exactly.
Jesus, guys, what is
Have you
wrong
seen a
with
cacao
us?
pod? I saw a video of it, dude.
Of a
It looks so
cacao
weird.
pod?
It looks like
A
yeah,
cacao.
it looks disgusting, kind of. But then when they
chocolate.
when they heat it up and stuff, it looks like chocolate.
Yeah.
So it just looks so weird
Mhm.
at first.
Yeah.
I don't know. Am I the only one that doesn't like milk chocolate?
No, you're not. I don't like
As
milk
much?
chocolate very much either.
I do. Milk chocolate is my favorite. Especially when it's mixed with something
It's
like
too
raspberry
sweet for
or
me.
mint.
I know that's a weird thing to
You know
complain
why Luke
about.
likes
It's too
it?
Sweet. Mm-hmm.
You know why Luke likes it? It's because it's the only way to combine light with dark colors. Because it's milk combined with chocolate.
Wait, no. If I'm racist,
That's
then
the
wouldn't I
lightest
prefer?
version of
Wouldn't I
chocolate.
prefer white chocolate then?
Oh, that's a thing. I completely forgot about
You
that. I
idiot.
didn't know
Well,
that.
I wouldn't
idiot.
really count that as
Yeah.
chocolate. Let's
Another
separate that
cringy
from-
childhood story about Daniel.
Yeah, let's talk.
Me and
about it.
Daniel had the same second grade class, so we had the same.
I
like,
have
classes
another
together.
cringy story.
We had.
Sorry, I just thought of one.
Okay, but I'll
In
talk
that
to this
same
one
class.
first.
Go ahead.
Okay. Okay, so we had phys ed or PE as we like to call it together. Okay.
Phys
And,
ed. We never called it that.
They did in Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Okay, so shut
Sure.
it. Anyway, so we were in PE,
Mhm.
and so our class, like me and the friends in the class, Daniel was like he was an outcast. He only hung out with the girls, and I thought he was gay back then. But looking back on it, he was a pull god, like he is now. Like I just realized because Daniel pulls so much, like it's crazy.
Not right now, dude.
much
The
he pulls.
pandemic.
Anyway.
I'm dry.
Sidetrack.
This is the
I don't know why I
mask.
used that
usually-
word. I don't know why I used that
Usually
word.
he is as wet as
no,
a
no,
wet
we should
brick.
we should have moved
So,
past that.
anyway.
We should have
He's
moved past
as
that.
wet as Megan the Stallion.
I don't.
You don't get it.
Ah.
You don't get it.
No, I don't get it.
Because she did the WAP
Anyway.
song.
Oh WAP. And Cardi B. Daniel is Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion combined.
Yeah,
terms of
typically,
just wet.
generally, but not right
Anyway.
now. Right now is a dry.
On the wet
season.
scale, it's between 1.5 and 80. So, just for the reference. Anyway.
That doesn't give me a very.
On a scale of what?
Anyway.
on a scale of
No,
On a scale of
okay, anyway,
1.5
We're
to 80.
sidetracking,
Yeah,
bro. This is not the
we're gonna
cringe
have to
story.
say,
Can we stop, please? We're sidetracking.
Naimur, we're
Anyway.
getting really tired.
So,
Okay,
Daniel.
you can go. Yes, let's hear it.
We're almost done,
No,
bro.
I know.
We
You're
got,
good.
like,
No,
5,
you're good. You
10
can tell
minutes.
the story. I'm just pointing
Okay.
out that's why we're distracted.
Okay, so our class, like the boys in the class, besides Daniel, who only hung out with the girls because he was a pole god, or gay back then. I still don't know.
or gay
but we'll
back
see.
then.
Funny enough, I'm actually friends with Daniel because this is this is a 5-year long escapade for me to see if he's actually gay or not. 'Cause my hope is that he'll fall in love with me.
Oh, that's what
I'm
this
just
is.
saying.
That's what it is.
I've been waiting 5
really
long,
long
years,
play.
and I will wait another 5.
He's going for the
It's
long
a super
con.
long play. Yeah. Anyway, it's a joke. I'm straight. Thank you very much. I like women.
As am I.
think. Anyway.
Now it feels like we're forcing it by just clarifying.
Listen,
I am straight.
It's okay, guys. Guys, I'm just saying. I'll accept you no matter for who you might be or might not.
Oh, dude, I had my mom pull that one on me
Unless you're
once.
brown.
I had
God
my mom
forbid
pull
you're
that on me
brown.
once, where she's like, it's okay if you like other. What was it? She was saying, if you're dating. Yeah, she was talking to my sister and I at the same time, and she said, it's okay for you guys to tell us when you're dating other guys. And she looked at me or girls, and she was still looking at me. I was like, what is this? Like, she's calling me out.
It would have been even funnier if he was like, it was like, you guys could ever tell me if you're dating any guys. And she just walks away.
Yeah, she just stopped
That'd
there.
be pretty funny.
Hold on, I gotta blow my nose. I'm having some nose issues. Naimur, tell the story.
Okay, so I'm gonna explain this, and Daniel knows this story, so he doesn't really have to be there. But so our class, the guys in the class, had this crazed obsession with ghosts. Like, one kid bought like ghost hunter equipment from the book fair. Obviously, very sound stuff, pretty reliable. So what we were doing, we'd spend recess and stuff looking for ghosts with the stupid compass that said that where ghosts were. Who would have known that it's just a regular compass in retrospect? But anyway, or maybe they just made north look like south.
It's a regular compass, and the magnetic north is exactly on our school playground.
Yeah, exactly. And so we were looking for ghosts because we thought they were real. And Daniel was very scared. And I remember once I was like, Daniel, ghosts are so cool. Like, you could like hire, you could get them to like, do all the things for you. You could get them to like eat your enemies and bullies. And then Daniel, I'm going to say it the way he said it.
The rat little kid he was.
It's like, it's like, eat me. Eat them. I don't want them to eat them. And then he runs away like a cartoonish like character. Like his hands are flailing. He just runs away. And like, I remember I was like, oh my God, he's going to tell the teacher and I'm going to get in trouble. God dang it. And then the next day.
I remember telling the teacher, though. I genuinely don't think I told the... I know she found out.
You did. So the teacher... The teacher told me... Yeah, Daniel... So the next day, the teacher was like, Naimur, can I talk to you real quick? And I was like, yes. And then I just stayed there. And that was the end of the story. I've been in that spot for the last 12 years. So
he actually hasn't moved from that location.
The teacher hasn't moved, or the principal hasn't moved either, or the teacher.
I know they've gotten many different.
Yeah, that's when I had huge
huge
anxiety issues. So I was very scared of ghosts at the time. So when you told me they're gonna come and eat my enemies, I was like just terrified that they could eat and kill someone. I was like, you know what's funny? Here's a good example of how anxious I was. And I don't know if you remember this. We watched a video in that same class about how the sun will eventually explode one day, like in 4.5 million years or whatever, right? And the video goes, okay, blah, 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 the sun explodes and expands rapidly, consuming the earth. And it just shows the sun, like, consuming the earth in a fiery ball, right? And then I just started crying. Like, I was like, oh my God, that is so terrifying. Like, I don't want that to happen.
I'd like to think all the guys are like, yeah, that looks so cool.
Yeah, and then I literally, dude, she had to take me out of the room and be like, it's okay, that's not going to happen for 4.5 billion years or what, million or billion, I don't remember. Literally, do you not remember?
You're gonna die by then. Don't worry.
I mean, it's a little embarrassing to think that I cried at something like that, but I was also just extremely anxious about dying and everything at the time. So
maybe that's how you got into the women's hearts so well, because you were just so emotional.
I remember in second grade, I was in a class with somebody, and he saw me. I don't know what it was. He saw me like picking my nose or something one time, and he had it out for me for the entire year. Okay.
That kid is no longer alive. Luke put him in the grave where he belongs.
No, it was a psychological warfare. They both did worse things to each other.
It literally was, though. And that's not even a joke, Naimur. One time, he wrote, "I will stab you" on a piece of paper and threw it at me. And I read it and I was like,
these are children, by the way. Right? Second graders?
Yeah,
is that what you said?
Second grade.
Second graders threatening to
the
stab
funny thing is,
each other.
Luke didn't know how to read. So
that would be
really
the perfect narration moment where he opens it and then and he just stares at it for a few minutes and then the narration cuts in. Unfortunately, Luke could not read, but he knew it could not be good. Man, that's
he
so
actually
funny.
wrote it on a red scrap of paper, by the way. But then I remember
red. That's a.
I tore out a piece of my notebook or whatever the next day, and I drew a picture of a stick figure getting lit on fire or struck by lightning,
God,
and I
Jesus
labeled it as
Christ.
the kid's name, and then he kept it. And then
You're gonna get Poseidon to work for you to get rid of this kid.
No. He
The
said
god
lightning.
of thunder. No, you're gonna get Thor to come in.
Yeah, I was about to say, do you even know?
Yeah.
Do you even know
You even know
Greek and
Norse
Roman
mythology, dude? You even know Greek mythology, man?
I play God of
You
War.
even read
Okay,
Percy
so no.
So no, I don't.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That
yeah.
was
Luke
my,
was a very chaotic child too.
that was my,
so
that's
was,
my war stories.
So is it just me, or the kids that said their favorite color was red in elementary school? Were they just very chaotic? It was like I
Luke?
found a commonality.
Like
in
Luke?
them. Yeah, Luke's favorite color was red when he was a child.
Mm-hmm.
I remember there was other kids whose name were red, and they were usually the hardest, like most violent kids on the playground. They'd be like throwing kids, they'd be like pushing them. Like, you know what I mean? It's like red. It's like, yeah, it's my favorite color. It's like I mean, personally, I like an emerald or like a cyan, but
Cyan.
red. No, I like turquoise a lot. Turquoise was pretty dope. I remember that.
I like crimson.
Green.
Crimson.
No, you didn't.
Name
You
what
loved
name a
red,
color
dude.
you didn't like.
Naimur, do you know what
Seems like
crimson
it might
is?
I don't know. What is
It's
crimson?
red.
red.
It's a red.
Yeah, that's what I just said. Yeah, what?
You said you liked crimson.
No,
did you
Crimson
not?
chin?
But to be fair, now
Oh.
today,
No, I didn't like crimson.
now today
Oh.
I like green. So
See, I liked green when I was younger, but then I started liking blue
Naimur, what's your
because
favorite color now?
I like to be
Brown.
happy, and I don't hate people. So
Nobody heard what
I
I
still
said.
like green
I
a
love
lot.
all colors.
Which
No one heard what I said. I like
Was
all
it something
colors.
I need
that
to
you were
cut?
racist?
I like-
we all
yeah,
were.
like, was
all
it something we
colors
need to cut?
except-
No, it's not that. It's
I
no,
wanna-
it's not that big a deal. He just said, "Isn't your favorite color brown now?"
Luke, you're so horrible. This
my
podcast is Luke's least favorite color is brown.
Ironically enough,
Yeah, but Luke was a very chaotic kid, man.
I'm-
I remember that. He
ironically
was
enough,
like
my least
super...
favorite color is white.
But that's because you can never
yeah,
use
I mean,
the
you
white
do like dark
crayon,
mode.
right?
I wondered, do racists use dark mode?
On their
Do they?
phone.
It's a genuine question I have.
I don't know.
I
It's a good
doubt it. Most
question.
of them are uneducated, so it's
So
kind
they
of like
can't even read.
Yeah, they probably don't even
you're
know
less
how.
likely to use all the features on your phone if you're uneducated. That'd be my guess.
I know, dude, that must be like a completely different world.
Mm.
Imagine, like, they're just using their iPhone. They go to Facebook, and that's literally it. And then,
That's
and then
your
you can be like,
life.
you go to that. So it's like, there's others. There's other things. What? You can download apps. It's like, wow. You know, like I can't imagine. That's like a completely different world. If you're dumb, you know,
I had to
and racist.
I had to
and
help
or racist.
install some apps on an iPad for one of my grandparents, and the only apps they wanted: Facebook, Fox News, Amazon. That was it.
Trifecta.
Yeah.
Oh God,
The trifecta.
guys! I have really long hair that I missed when I was shaving, right on my jugular. So I'm
I have
thinking
this.
if I-
Okay,
if
this
I
is
cut
really
it,
irritating
just-
and completely random. I have this one patch right here that grows much faster than the rest of my face and neck.
Way to make it about you, Daniel.
Sorry, I just had to
You're literally
point that out.
discounting Luke's problem.
Luke, just pull it. Just yank it real hard. Just go.
Dude,
whop.
I can't even grasp it. I can't grasp it.
Do you guys have
You can't-
unibrows? How do you
You
fix
can't
your
grasp it
eyebrows?
mentally,
Pluck
right?
it.
That's what you mean.
Pluck, Naimur.
Oh well, Luke has a girlfriend. She probably does it for him.
I-
But, like,
No,
damn.
I don't.
Like,
I
do you
don't
ever
need to
have like
worry about
hair
my
in
unibrow.
between?
Naimur, I
'Cause
literally
Naimur,
did-
all my facial hair, most of my facial hair is see through.
Yeah,
That's
it's
true.
translucent.
Sometimes I pluck on my own. Sometimes I
Uh-huh.
get my my electric razor, which
Ooh,
you just
You're
be
not
very
supposed to do
careful
that.
and you just go do
But I
do
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 that.
do 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 do, and that's all you do. Sometimes
Imagine you trip, bro. Entire right eyebrow's gone.
yeah, but sometimes just like I try to do this where like at least once every 2 or 3 months I just go to a salon place and get my eyebrows waxed, and it's because like my family
real?
in general just like
Has the
we're just
unibrow.
very hairy. Like I just grow a lot of hair on my face, right? So like
Yeah,
my
me too,
eyebrows just get
unfortunately.
like really, I don't know, bushy. And,
That's
yeah.
interesting.
All right.
I don't know. Maybe I should go to a salon with my mom one day. That'd be a nice thing.
All right, I
I've never
think
done that.
I will say, getting waxed is not fun. Getting your eyebrows waxed, not fun.
Yeah.
Not fun.
See,
but
I actually got all my body hair waxed at the same time once.
all at once, they actually managed
the
to
exact
rip it
same
off
time.
all
The
at the
exact
same time.
Yeah, it was the exact
They
same
dipped
time.
him in wax, and then they instantly just ripped.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how they
Head
did
to
it.
toe,
actually-
just grabbed his head.
Okay,
and
anyways,
peeled him down.
finishing
It was quite pleasant.
the topic about
'Cause it was all
cringy
lubricated.
kid stuff,
Oh
Okay.
yeah,
cringy kid stuff, and ending the podcast subsequently.
yeah.
So Joey, a person that's not on the
Mhm.
podcast, I remember him. So Dana, you talk about how you had anxiety about like how you were afraid of dying and stuff like that when you were really young, right? So I had a somewhat similar thing. I thought so in 2009, the movie 2012 came out, right?
Yeah.
And so the movie basically talks about how the world's gonna end in 2012 because the Mayans don't have a calendar beyond it, right? So, us as second graders and stuff, there was this one kid that was like, "Oh, the world's gonna end in 2012," and he was just like fine with it. He was like, "Yeah, it's gonna happen." Like he was just so adamant that he was right about it. I was like, "Okay, congrats, man. The world's gonna end then.
Yeah.
We're gonna die." And so I was just like always freaking out. I was like looking it up on on the internet and stuff. And like I was just like, oh my god, like the world, what if it ends? Like it scares me so much.
Yeah.
Like it genuinely scared me a lot in second grade. It was so stupid. And then I remember in third grade, which I kind of calmed down from it, but like subsequently it was still on my mind in third grade. And Joey, our friend, he was in my class, and I remember the teacher would be like, so the school year for our third grade class was 2010 to 2011. Okay, so my teacher talked about something. He's like, "Oh, don't worry, Joey. We're gonna do that closer to the 2011 half of our year or something." And then Joey's like, "Oh my god, but that's so close to the end of the world. Like, I don't want to do that." I remember Kung Fu Panda 2 came out in it was supposed to come out in May, and I was like, "Yeah, Kung Fu Panda 2 comes out in May." And he's like, "Oh, but that's so close to the end of the world." Like he just figured like that was just what's gonna happen. And then when I was in fifth grade, didn't even occur to me. Like I had completely forgotten. Like December 21st. The funny enough thing, I liked that day because we got out of school for winter break that day.
I remember that.
Just like whatever, man. Let's just chill. Like, dude, like that was a genuine irrational fear I had. Like a huge irrational fear in elementary school.
I just remember people talking
that
about
was
it
just-
so much.
Yeah, because kids just think they know everything. 'Cause
Yeah.
they have the Bible. Hot take.
What?
No, because like apparently one of the kids was like, "Well, in the Bible it says it's gonna end in 2012."
Wasn't.
It's like, and then some kids are like, "Well, it has to be true."
It's not even the Bible. It's the Mayan.
Well, it's gotta be real. And it doesn't say that in
Yeah.
the Bible.
The world's
Clearly.
gonna end in 2012, yo. Yeah. So gay people, maybe you should get married.
Get married already.
That's how it
dude.
says it.
You only
exactly.
got so long.
Word for word.
Dude,
Alright.
did I?
Yeah, in
Yeah,
Plato's
we'll talk
Bible.
about that later. I was gonna bring up a conversation, but we're trying to end the podcast.
Yeah. So that's it.
You can just one.
It's
real
not
quick.
quick.
No.
I
So
could
that's it,
say it.
baby?
I could say it quick.
Okay.
A lot of my family members, not a lot, but they're very Christian, and they genuinely think the rapture is coming soon, because they just think
See,
everything's
Christians have
going
been
to
thinking
hell.
that. Christians have been
Everything's-
thinking that since the foundation of Christianity.
Exactly.
Like, literally.
I know.
I don't think it's ever gonna happen.
That's
because
in Islam too. I'm pretty sure. It's like they believe Jesus will come back too.
Yeah.
I remember there's a TV show, and a dude was telling like a Christian or a once Christian dude this. He was white. He's like, "Yeah, we actually believe Jesus will come back." And he was like, "Oh, that's super tight, yo. Like Jesus, cool." It's like, actually, no. It means it's the end of the world if he does. So.
Yeah.
It's not really a good thing.
Yeah, I've seen that joke before.
So-
It's like, actually, it means the end of the world. And he's like, oh, I guess that's not cool then.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's the end of the
Yeah, that's the
podcast.
end of
What
the
better way
podcast.
than to end it on controversial religious statement? I think is a foothold of what this entire podcast stands for.
Is this podcast even
Anyway.
going out? I mean, we talked about some good
Yes,
stuff.
I thought it was a perfect
I don't-
podcast. This
yeah,
was
I
a fun
think it was good.
podcast. was it
Oh,
not?
we should do one quick
Way better than
clarification,
episode
one quick
4.
clarification. We are not trying to be offensive. Hopefully we didn't offend
Yeah.
anyone.
Indeed.
But if we did, feel free to contact us. We'll either edit it out or we'll figure
Also,
out.
I feel like I put Luke in a very bad light, maybe justifiably. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I keep doing that.
Stop,
No,
dude, stop.
Luke is not racist. Luke
And the
is
funny
not
thing is, Luke
racist,
won't
okay?
even
He's a
try to
chill dude.
defend himself. He'll just keep trying to justify it.
Because it'll just
He
make
knows
me
what a
seem
bit
more
is.
Because he
racist.
knows
He's
what a
going
bit
to
is,
end
but
his career
our
for a
audience,
bit.
our audience is.
No, Luke is one of the type of people that will go to a bit for like
He will die.
unhealthy lengths.
He will
Like, he'll
die
end his
on a
career.
hill just to.
Like he'll end his career, how people see him, how people look at him the same for a bit. Like that's
The
that's
thing is,
type
though,
of
the thing is,
person
though, I can't even deny that I'm racist, because then it just makes me seem even more racist.
I mean, yeah, possibly.
So what better than to just not do
what better than
anything?
to just let in? Yeah, like, when you started that sentence, I was like, "This is so horrible. Why would you start a sentence with I can't even deny that I'm racist"? That makes you sound like you're about to admit that you are racist. What are you talking about?
You know, that's always the start of the best sentence of all time. I feel like I can't even deny that I'm racist.
Okay, well, yeah. We hope you guys enjoyed.
That should be the title of the podcast.
Oh no! Oh man! Oh,
in quotes, I can't even deny I'm racist.
Oh god. Okay, well, I think we should just end it. I think it needs to end.
Anyway.
Yeah.
We need to put
this
this
is
down.
the end. Thank you guys. Love you guys. Bye.
Good.
See you next time.
Yeah.
Whenever that is.